Hi everyone, Kate here to tell you about my curriculum choices for the 2022-2023 school year. I thought we were going to do our first day of school on Labor Day like we did last year. I have this notion of I feel like school has slowly crept back starting earlier and earlier, and the total amount of required days of school has increased over the years. And I just like the idea of starting in September. However, I do just really like getting to take a break whenever we want to, and just kind of following our own rhythm. And so we might start a little bit earlier, and I just really loved the flexibility. I took plenty of days where I wasn't feeling well enough to do school. I took them off, and that was okay. So I just, I'm not sure when we're going to start. So maybe closer to the end of August rather than September 6th, which is Labor Day. I am still kind of organizing some final last minute things. I don't have everything set in stone. The kind of core curriculum I totally have set. It's the morning time that I am tweaking. And I do want to kind of write out some plans. Now, our streaky printer, I did print out these free lesson plans that I found, which I will make sure to link it down below if you're interested in using it. So this is a weekly planner sheet, kind of my ideal week. I was thinking of writing in there. And then this is an hourly schedule. And then I am definitely going to use this. This is the attendance tracker. I'm pretty sure we did 180 days last year, but I don't really know. I just know we finished our textbooks. And then I have some last minute odds and ends curriculum shopping lists. So just some odds and ends, like I said. And then this is convenient. This is a weekly organizer. So I really struggle with you actually using planners. I got that beautiful planner for last school year and then didn't really use it past the first month because planners also stress me out. Because of my chronic illness, plans change. I won't know till kind of 2 hours into each day how I'm feeling that day, or maybe more like an hour and a half. And so plans really change at the drop of a hat. And that's okay. That's the reality for our household. But what I don't like is writing it out somewhere and then having it kind of glare at me from the planner, like, you didn't do this today. So I feel like I'm kind of able to juggle a lot in my head, like what we're trying to get through. Now, the one thing though that I think I would like to do, and I wish I could remember the name of this kind of schedule, but Pam Barnhill, I will link her social media. She also has a podcast. And it's not called a block schedule. It's called something like a rolling schedule or a rotating schedule. You have your list of subjects that you want to get through. And your ones at the end can kind of take a beating because, you're like, well, we have to get through math, And so you get through maybe halfway through the school year, you're 60 lessons through math and you're only 35 lessons through your history curriculum. With this rotating schedule that you do, you say, we're going to do school for, say 2 hours today. And then we'll stop, drop everything at the end of 2 hours. And the next day, instead of just beginning back at the beginning, you pick up where you left off. Say, we stopped before we did Bible, so we'll start with Bible today. And that way you're able to kind of more evenly get through your subjects. So I might try something like that. Depending on how our days are going, we are adding 2 subjects. So we're going to see how this goes. And then also with my streaky printer, which it's so frustrating. I read tons of reviews and then here is what it looks like. But I did print out for the boys these All About Me books. I'm excited to make the first day of school a very big deal. In true Betsy Tacy tradition, I'm going to make muffins the first day of the school year, and I'm going to make pumpkin chocolate chip muffins. We had those last year and they were so amazing. I think I'll make pumpkin chocolate chip muffins and we'll have bacon on the side because I want some protein in there. And this time I'm going to freeze half the muffins and then have them ready for the first day of fall because it's a very autumnal treat. And I definitely want to make a big deal out of the first day of fall with some special picture books and maybe a couple activities. So yes, I'll have these books for them. And then I'm planning on making them little goodie bags from the Dollar Tree with some candy and and some different like notebooks. Peter loves having notebooks, tons and tons of notebooks on hand. And I think that will be really fun. Now, I did mention in the last video that the unit studies that I tried, Beautiful Feet and the Good and the Beautiful Science unit on mammals, did not work for us. And I think basically it was too activity based, and that just uses up too much energy for me. And just arranging all that, it's very overwhelming. So I bought one unit study, and sorry for the loud crinkles. I can't remember the name of the company. They will of course be linked down below. It is Thistles and Biscuits. And this family is amazing. They do world schooling, they call it. And from the different countries that they spend time in. So this is, I went to Staples to have this printed out. This is the Nordic region unit. And I am very, very excited to do this. Then there also were, I tried to have it printed on cardstock, but the file that I sent to the Staples employees, the file was too big for them to download. So instead I just printed it off on that paper and then I laminated them. And so what I love is the style of this, I think is a great kind of launching point, and I can expand on this and make it bigger and better. So there's a card on the Aurora Borealis. I am making a YouTube playlist, so a video where you can watch the Aurora Borealis. And the Vikings, we're going to have so much fun with the Vikings. We're going to read a biography of, there's a book about Leif Erikson, a picture book, and we're also going to read just books about the Vikings, and Peter's very excited about that. And we also got a membership to Curiosity Stream, and they have a big Vikings documentary. So that will be very fun. And then I did find a website that has kind of a Norse alphabet. So I will have some fun with Peter with that, kind of writing out the alphabet and writing his name or secret messages in Norse if he wants to. So maybe I'll print that out actually so he can have it. The winter months, so maybe we'll just talk about the winter months, and then the concept of hygge, which I kind of tried to do with Homeschool, in that I like to have on nice cozy music while Peter's working, and I make him tea so he can have during his math and language arts. And then Nordic versus Scandinavia, Arctic reindeer, we'll get some picture books about reindeer, and Norse mythology. This is the part I'm the most excited about. I found through Hoopla Neil Gaiman's compendium of Norse mythology. I think it's like retellings from him, narrated by him, the audiobook, and I am very much looking forward to that. And also, I'm really glad that we did buy this book for the Beautiful Feet Books curriculum last year. We will be using this, looking at the maps of the different countries. Unfortunately, I did not realize there's a newer edition of this that's orange, and it has several of the Nordic countries that are missing from this. But there are a few of them in here. So I'm really looking forward to this. And then I just really like the style of her unit study. It's just all stuff that I'm interested in. She has, you can color in the flags, all about Sibelius, which I'm going to try to incorporate more music appreciation this year. And then there's the flags colored in. There is a recipe for Swedish pancakes, but these, I think, I just am not confident I can make them well. So I think I'm going to get a Nordic cookbook from the library and let Peter pick out a recipe out of there. I really wish that we could visit this kind of church, a stave church. And then she does have a picture about an Arctic fox, and you can label it because then in a prior picture, she has all the labels there. And so we'll definitely get picture books about the Arctic foxes, and she has the same thing for reindeer. So that will be really fun for Peter. And then I have promised Arthur that he could have the coloring page of the reindeer and of the Arctic fox. Then just interesting facts about Scandinavia, and some copy work with No One is Rich Enough to Do Without a Neighbor, and then a handy dandy book list. All very exciting. So I like that, you know, I just bought one unit study. We're going to see how it goes with the one unit study. Then I won't feel like I really kind of, I don't know, didn't do what I set out to do. So I don't know how long we'll spend in the Nordic region. I would love, here's what I would really love, is if we only did a month in it. We did September, and then for October we could do England, and I could do a special focus on Victorian England as a unit study. So we shall see. I was extremely happy with the Good and the Beautiful's math curriculum. And so I have here Math 2 with their manipulatives box. Now, the one thing that I was disappointed by is that the back of this is not a dry erase board like it was in the previous box that we had for manipulatives. So that is a bummer because I just found it so handy just to have with us at all times. For his spelling, if he wanted to, he really enjoyed writing his spelling words on the dry erase board. So I'm definitely keeping the dry erase board, the little one, from the other box. And I really love the manipulatives that have come with this. There's a fractions dice and then a like graph of the fractions. I think it's an 8-sided, a 10-sided die. And then these little stars are for the different games that are in the math book. And then I love the different like planes and rocket ships and helicopter for the different games. So those will be really, really fun. And as always, I love that it's just so lovely to look at. And I can't wait to get started. And yeah, so math was a subject we could get very frustrated with each other as we did it, and we needed to take breaks. So more about kind of my plans for the timing of math in the morning. And then just before I forget, for morning time, I found this wonderful free Charlotte Mason curriculum called Ambleside Online. I will make sure to link them. And I'm going to be trying to do music appreciation. And then I'm also contemplating ordering this portrait study through Simply Charlotte Mason. And I haven't picked out it's a painter study. I haven't picked out the painter that I want to do. I'm toying with Vermeer or Van Gogh, and I haven't picked yet. But that I love. You get these beautifully printed out pictures. And for the most part, Charlotte Mason just really loved kids being exposed to beautiful things. And so for the music appreciation that I'm following through Ambleside Online, I'm just going to be playing music. And they have 3 terms. And so I think each term is 12 weeks. And you just have it on. And I think you tell them who the composer is. But there's also this wonderful podcast that I definitely want to use at least in October that has, I think it's Grieg for Halloween music. And Peter will just eat that right up. So I love the idea of that having like spooky compositions for them to listen to in October and spooky symphonies. And then also poetry, we will continue. We read poetry every morning. And Ambleside Online has several poets they would like us to do, including Christina Rossetti towards the end of the year. And I just adore her poetry already. The 2 others I am not familiar with. And then also morning time, we'll do a devotional in addition to a curriculum I'm about to show you. And are those all my morning time plans? I think they are. I also have Peter recite. We always have Bible memory that we're doing. And I'm really excited. I have ordered these Bible memory cards through Sweet Sequels, who is a Bookstagram account, and she sells the most beautiful things. And so she has illustrated these cards, and I cannot wait for them to arrive in the mail. And then he's always working on a poem. So he was doing The Wind Wolves by William D. Sargent, which is a really cool poem. And now he's doing, I can't remember the name of it, but it's by Robert Louis Stevenson, and it's also about the wind. So I think that's a theme that he likes to do. Okay, the other things that we got, I did go ahead and order the Good and the Beautiful's typing course. It's just a physical book. And what I like is at the back of the book, at the very beginning of the book, there are stickers. And if they successfully do a lesson, then you put a sticker on that lesson. So it's just very basic. It shows them the positioning that they're supposed to do. And then at first, one downside is they just write kind of like gibberish. And so I think that's going to be annoying to check. And I've heard from other moms that it is. But then it does switch already in lesson 8. They're writing out just regular letters. So hopefully, depending on how intensive this is, I don't know if it's going to work, but this was only $12. And I thought, well, we can give it a try for $12 and see if we like it. If not, next year we could try. I wonder if you can still buy Mavis Beacon. That is the program that I learned to type with, and I loved it. And then I did get another handwriting book. This is handwriting level 2. Even though he's not through level 1, I just wanted to have it handy in case we need it. And I like that they include art in there. He's hit or miss. Sometimes he likes to do art, but I think I'm going to try to really encourage him to do that more. And just really be well-rounded in his activities and everything that he does. Okay, then very, very impressed with this new revised language arts course. What I was not expecting is how much supplemental video material is now included. So they have a homeschool app that they have made, and they also have a letter tiles app that they have made. And in the letter tiles app, that helps them with their spelling words. And then let me find an example. What I love too is there's like nature journaling comprehension, and so they read all that and they can answer the questions, but he's really going to love the nature journal reading. I am a little bit apprehensive. They have sentence diagramming already. Now it is just articles, adjectives, nouns, and verbs, so hopefully it won't be too hard, but if it's honestly a point of stress, we might just skip that, because I feel like second grade seems kind of young for sentence diagramming, and that's the beauty of homeschooling, is if it's too much, if it's not working for our family, we can try again next year. Okay, here's what I love. So this is Geography, the Amazing Nomads of Mongolia, and then he's gonna go to the app and get to watch a whole video about this book of the Amazing Nomads of Mongolia. And that is such like extra supplemental material that wasn't there. I was extremely impressed when I flipped through this. I'm so excited. And then they have a new system this year with reading booster cards, as opposed to they were this really ugly yellow color, the reading flashcards last year. I really did not enjoy that aspect of school, doing the flashcards. I do think though, the relentless going through the flashcards every single school day, it got really repetitive, but I think that is one of the things that really helped his reading. We started him with Teach Your Child to Read in 100 Easy Lessons, and that was a really good kind of groundwork to work up from, because I've heard their language arts curriculum is kind of a higher level than other ones. And so now what I love is that they now have a very aesthetically pleasing reading booster cards book. And they have a whole system where if the child has not gotten to a certain level with the cards, like there will be at the top of the lesson, it will say, card 22. They have to be to this ability to go in that, to continue on in the language arts curriculum. And I don't think that will be a problem with Peter. I actually think he's probably a little bit above this reading level if he's reading Harry Potter. But what's nice is their language arts curriculum in the book, it's working on grammar, and it's just very interesting lessons. So that's why we'll just keep reading Harry Potter, even if he's above that level. But I will have him read, I did buy these, so I want to get through these, and they just look so sweet. Princess Penny Saves the Day, although he wasn't really big on the other ones. I don't know. He's picky. Peter the Perspicuity, he did not like that title. And then Hugo the Hero. So the other ones are their gold tails, and these are their silver tails. I really love the illustrations. I think they're absolutely stunning. And then they have a neat thing they've done this year. Instead of a reader with little short stories, and I will say the level 1 reader, the stories are so saccharine. Like, Peter was just not impressed. I think that's part of the problem. I didn't think those gold tails were quite as sappy, but these look a little bit less saccharine. So there's Molly and the Falcon and Wesley and the Wolves, and these go along with the curriculum. And what I love is that it has the bigger words at the top. The kid is supposed to read that whole section, and then the parent reads this section. So we'll read those together, and I'm really excited. This is about Molly and her dad who find an injured falcon. And then in this one, Wesley likes to tease. When his teasing brings serious consequences, the villagers no longer trust him. How can he gain their trust again? So I wonder if it's kind of like The Boy Who Cried Wolf. And I'm just very excited about that. And then I am doing a little bit for Arthur. He has been begging to be taught to read. So my husband has started doing Teach Your Child to Read and 100 Easy Lessons. They're going at an extremely slow pace. Arthur loves doing the reading lessons. We don't think he has to be doing this at only 4.5, but he really, really has been wanting to do the lessons. And then his school, I got Get Ready for School Pre-K, and his school is just going to be, Arthur, do you want to do school today? Yes, we'll do a couple pages. No? Okay, fine. We won't do a couple pages. It's just going to be totally pleasure-led. If he wants to, have that one-on-one time with me doing school, then we can do that. If not, it's totally fine. And then I'm very excited. Last year, I felt like Peter, the parts of speech, we did talk about it a little bit, and it did not stick at all. So I have gotten Treehouse Town, the parts of speech game. And you spin, you have this little board, you spin the different parts of speech, and then you have these cards. And so it will have, and you have to figure out which one it is. And then depending on the color of it, then you have these tokens that match with it. And I think that will be a fun way to kind of really cement the parts of speech. I'm hoping, because it was very, I could tell it was kind of stressing him out. So I'm hoping this is a way to make it more fun, hopefully. I did get a little tablet. He was saying how he was interested in doing copy work more as opposed to the handwriting book. So he's still not quite done with his tablet like this from last year, but I am still letting him have the wide ones, even though he's going to be in second grade. This is grades K and 1. And maybe once he gets through this entire book, then I'll switch him up to the grade 2 spacing. Now we're adding two more subjects than we did last year. And the first one that we're adding is Bible. Now, I was going to do just a devotional, but then I thought, this world we're living in, I would love it if he just knew the Bible front and back and just has a really solid foundation for when he's older, that he will have really solidified the knowledge that is there. And also hopefully it will just really take root for him. And I want to give him every chance at loving the Bible like I do. So there is a whole range of options out there, and I kind of toyed with doing the Abeka Bible curriculum, but I'm like, I want something that's really solid. So we are going to do a classical Bible curriculum, and it is the Veritas Press Bible curriculum. So it is Genesis to Joshua, and the only problem is that the teacher manual is back ordered. And they said, we don't know when it's going to come in. So we might be starting Bible late. I'm not sure. This is rigorous material. The lesson plans came as an ebook. And then I think it's the Discovery Bible. I bought that as an ebook because the physical book was so expensive. But I was really excited at what I saw. Just very interesting background information. And so basically each day you go through one of the cards. It talks about creation. And I think they are kind of a literal 7-day creation type of curriculum. But my husband and I both thought it's more important to my husband that the science curriculum be kind of more open-ended about the amount of days that creation took than the Bible curriculum. And then there's the fall in the garden, Cain and Abel. And I really like the artwork that comes along with these. So yeah, these go all the way through Joshua. So we're going to learn that front and back. There is a song that you sing every morning, and I just really want the teacher manual to be here. I have the lesson plans, like I said, downloaded on an ebook, but it's nothing without the teacher manual. And then I did buy, there were several things that they recommended to come with this curriculum. I did not buy all of them because it is a rather pricey curriculum, but I got the Child Story Bible by Catherine F. Voss. I'm very happy with this. Now that I've seen it in person, I understand why they recommend it. It's like the Jesus Storybook Bible, but more meaty. I think at times the Jesus Storybook Bible has a little bit more casual kind of language in it than I like. And so I'm very excited about this. There are some pictures in here, but I don't really love these illustrations where Jesus is just like very white. So that's not a strength of this to me, but the wording I'm very excited about. So I'm really looking forward to doing a Bible curriculum, and I really like the general timeline of events in the Old Testament and New Testament. I could be so much better on. So this will be exciting for me as well. My hope is to do this as part of morning time, so it will feel less daunting to Peter. There are worksheets. There's probably like 2 questions that the kids answer on a worksheet after each lesson. So hopefully that won't feel too much to him, and it will just be an engaging time together for us. I'm still planning on doing a devotional in addition to that, because the devotionals that I read take about 5 minutes at most to read. It's not a long time. And then the other curriculum that we are doing is science. So we have here light and sound waves, biological features, space systems, and engineering design. This is put out by Sonlight curriculum. So this is their science, I guess it's A. And we are doing the 4-day option. They have a 4-day and a 5-day curriculum. Why I am very excited about this is I think it's just the perfect amount rigorous, and I think all of the extra supplemental materials that come with it are going to make this the most fun year for both of us. I'm actually typically out of the subjects, language arts and history were my two favorite, but when I got this material, I got very excited. So it's what do they call that? Kind of a spiral curriculum. I feel like it covers a lot of different ground. And so you have different books that you're going to read throughout the year. And then what I love, let me flip here. I put this all in a binder. It did not come bound up. Is they have really wonderful, and thank you so much to Angie at, I think it's Science Mama. It's her channel. She was the one that I heard about this curriculum from and was like, I have to have this curriculum. So here's the whole week laid out. And so on day 1, you're going to read pages 8 and 9 from the Usborne Children's Encyclopedia, and then you're going to answer questions 1 and 2 on the activity sheets. So how many continents does Earth have? On which continent do you live? Why is a day 24 hours long? So this comes with their worksheet also in there. And then you're gonna read 2 more pages the next day, answer a couple more questions. And then what I love is they have optional activities if you want. So on day 3, do together the seasons at your house. And so then they have down here more information about the seasons at your house. And then the 4th day is always an experiment, and that is where my husband comes in. I detest doing experiments. I lab work in college for my earth science course. I hated it with such a passion. Or it wasn't earth science. You wouldn't do a lab for that. I hated it so much. So I'm really excited. My husband's a chemist. It's like, you just have to. Like he was the one that really encouraged me to incorporate science this year. I'm like, okay, if you will do the experiments, I will incorporate science. And the books that come with this, I'm so excited about. The Usborne Children's Encyclopedia. And what I love is there are so many QR links throughout. So we will totally be looking at every video that has a QR link. And we went ahead and on Prime Day, we got a tablet because our iPad mini is probably 10 years old and it was just really, really slowing down. And I got a really great case for it. And I just really love having some kind of extra device because Peter can listen to audiobooks on it. And I like having a device not through my phone that we're listening to music. And so it's really, I love that we can watch videos on the tablet. It's harder to turn on the TV and get videos going. It's more cumbersome. And I mean, I will try to show you. It's hard to do a flip through like this, but it is just absolutely positively brimming over with illustrations. It's just going to be such a delight going through this. And then when Peter saw these, he's like, what's the magic school bus? I'm like, oh, Peter, you're in for the biggest treat. So several lessons are going to be around inside the human body and then lost in the solar system. So this is going to be a great time. And after we finish the lessons, after we get through the books, we're 100% going to be watching the TV episodes of them. I mean, who is my age that did not love the Magic School Bus? It's amazing. And then there's also What Makes You Ill. And I'm really excited about this. Apparently they do a scientist biography each year. And we read over the summer a biography of Van Leeuwenhoek. I think is how you say it. And he loved that. So this is all about Pasteur. And then there is Light is All Around Us and Sounds All Around. And it's just, these are delightful books. So it's like picture book science study. Who doesn't love that? And then a big honking experiment book. So it's very detailed. So this will be, primarily my husband will be using this. And I think they're going to have an absolute blast. Peter cannot wait. He is very much a science boy. And then this very nice Lift the Flap engineering book. So this is more towards the end of the year. So I really hope we get to it or we could just Peter will not think of this as school. So my plan is to do in the mornings, once we're started with school, to do language arts first and then math. And then if he gets frustrated with math, because there's going to be borrowing and carrying with subtraction and addition, and I think that's going to be a very daunting concept to him, I'll say, you know what, let's have a break, let's do our science lesson. And I think it will go great. And then this is the experiments paper packet. So I love Peter's going to get to write his observations in the experiment packet. And then the coolest part of it is the materials that chances are you wouldn't just have it at home. They have a whole box of materials. Or it's like a weird amount, like, 2 paper cups and this sponge, and then like more specific things like this. Would you have that? I don't think so. So I love this. It's all there. And then I love that in the, your planner for each week, it tells you the materials that are included with this for the experiments, and then it tells you the materials that you will need to buy. So that is my very lengthy 2022-2023 curriculum plans. I am very excited for this school year. I'm very thankful I have the opportunity to homeschool, and I am just very excited to see how this unit study goes. If it goes well, Thistle and Biscuits has so many amazing different unit studies from different countries. So I will make sure to link her Instagram down below. And I think she's just continually making new ones based on where they live. Thank you very much for watching, and I will be back with another video soon. Bye.